So this warm-up is going to be a dynamic warm-up. You could do this indoors or outdoors depending on what your situation is, but it's a fantastic one to do outside. If you've got a nice garden, you can do it up and down the garden. So as with all of our exercises and warm-ups, we're going to start up with our mobility. So we're going to start off with our neck. So I want you to look to the right and to the middle and to the left and back to the middle, and again to the right, middle and left, and then look straight up to the middle and chin to your chest, back to the middle and up, the middle and straight down. Perfect. Then we do our shoulders. So I want your shoulders to come up towards your ears and down. That's 3. I want you to do 5 in total. Well done. We're then going to do our shoulders and you're going to circumdate them. So I want you to all the way back in circles. Now you can either do this together with both arms together, or you can do it separately, so you can do one arm at a time. So that's 5, and then forward. Well done. And now I want you to do a leg abduction. So it's working your hips. So I want you to leg come away from the body and back in. Well done. That's 5, and change legs. So it's called abduction because you are technically removing your leg from that body, so abducting it. Now final one. And then next exercise we're going to do is I want you to point your toes to the floor and toes to the ceiling. Well done. So this is ankle plantar and ankle flexion. Well done. Final time, and change legs. Well done. Okay, so I want you to do a nice walk. So we're going to do 8 exercises in total. That's it. Nice walk. Now, none of my workouts are going to have music to them, so you can choose whatever music you would like at home. So if you like heavy metal, you can listen to heavy metal while you do workout. If it's because you're looking after the children at the same time, it might be nursery rhymes. If it might be 90s Ibiza dance hits, it doesn't matter what it is. You choose what you like to listen to, and you can use that for the workout. Okay, we now want you to do some high knees. So we're going to lift our knees nice and high. At the same time, I want you to have arms in the air and pull them down to meet that knee. So like this for me. Well done. So the idea of our arms above our head is it makes our heart work a bit harder. Got to pump the blood all the way up towards our arms when they're above our head. Get your body that little bit warmer. Well done. And back to walking. And now I want you to do something called a hip flexor. Now you hip flex openly. Now you've seen footballers do this. So you're going to lift your leg up, out to the side and down. Up, out, whoop. If I don't lose my balance, up, out to the side and down. Now if you have a nice big space, I want you to do this with walking. So you'll walk forward, up, out and down. Walk forward, up. So you'll do a nice step in between. So you can do this backwards as well. So you could step backwards. And I want you to do this. So we're going to do 12 on each leg. So it'll be 24 in total. Okay. Well done. Keep it going. I know it feels like a funny movement, but you're really working inside that groin in the hips, so you don't have any injuries. Well done. Okay. And next exercise I want you to do, we are going to do an ankle tap. So just march it out again for me. So I want you to touch the opposite ankle with the opposite hand, and you're going to work those hamstrings as you kick your leg up. So touching, that's it. So if you do have a nice big space in your garden, you can walk forward and do this. So you can do walk, whoop, Helps if I get my right hand and right foot. Walk, and then walk a bit more. That's it. Another 4. That's it, and march back out again for me. Now, a nice childhood favourite, I want you to do some skipping. So if you are outside, fantastic opportunity to do some skipping around the garden. If not, I want you to skip on the spot for me. As if you are skipping around that playground as a child. That's it, well done. Get that heart rate up. Now, if skipping is something that you can't do for postnatal pelvic floor reasons, what I want you to do is march on the spot, knee really, really high, and swing those arms. Okay, I appreciate not everyone might be able to do it. This is your low impact version. Okay, if you can skip, you're going to skip again for me. That's it, nice and high, swing those arms. And back to walking for me. We are now going to do a lunge walk. So what I want you to do is lunge down, and the next step will be another lunge. Lunge down. If I show you this way, because unfortunately I don't have quite enough space to lunge walk, but I'll alternate lunge. And if you're the same and you don't have the space, I want you to do alternating lunges, like I'm doing here. I'll show you side on again. Down. So with a lunge, your front knee is never going to go in front of your toe, and both knees are going to be at 90 degrees, and you don't want your back knee completely touching the floor. You're going to keep your head up and look straight ahead of you, and keep that core engaged. So think about that belly button being sucked towards that spine as you do the exercise. That way you're keeping your core really nice and strong while you do it. Well done. And back to walking. And now we're going to do a duck walk. So I want you to be in a squat position. So squat position means I want you to have your legs hip width apart, and then you come down. So you're going to sit in a chair. Now I want to make sure your knees don't come over the front of your toes, and your back in a really nice neutral position. So I don't want you hunched over. I want you to be really nice and straight. So if it makes it easier, I want you to focus on a point in front of you, and you're going to look at that, okay? And then in a duck walk, what I want you to do is walk forwards, keeping that squat position, okay? That's going to be a good burner for those thighs. You'll thank me later. That's it. So if you do have a really nice big space, it's fantastic to use all that space to your advantage. If not, just walk up and down your living room for me, as I'm doing here for you, okay? Well done, keep it going. And back. And one more time. You start to feel those thighs burn. That's it, and back to walking for me. And that's your warm up over. So I want you to choose a nice cardio, or if you're not going to do cardio and want to go straight on to resistance, you should now be nice and warm to do that, and then just make sure you do your cool down afterwards.